Hello everyone. Welcome to the video about slope. So slope is our title today, and we're going to talk about what that means on a graph. So basically what slope is it's a number. So when I ask you for slope, I'm going to ask for a number. It's a number that shows how steep a line is. All right, so what do I mean? Well, I'm just going to sketch some things out. So let's say we've got a line looking something like this. That line, now I picture almost somebody going for a walk, and that would be a hike. They're going to have to hike up that line. So that slope might be something like 3. And they use the letter M for slope, so just get used to that. So that slope could be 3. I would not want to go on a hike with a slope of 3. I might prefer something a little less steep. That could be something like a half. So both of these numbers are positive. The higher the positive number, the steeper the slope is going to be. I mean, we could go even more. That is super steep. That might be a slope of 10. All right, so that's the overall idea. Now, if the lines go the other way, like this, so picture, and just like a book, like you read words, you're always going to go left to right. So this guy would be sliding down the line. That is going to mean a negative slope. So that might be a negative 3. If it wasn't as steep, this could be negative a half. Or if it was super steep, that would be negative 10. Okay, so that's the overall idea, and I'm going to show you how to calculate the exact number. These are all just kind of sketches, ideas, but we're going to figure out how to find the exact slope. So first, we're going to do it using points on the line. So the formula, again, M for slope, the way you find it is you figure out how much the y changes. That means the change in y over the change in x values. I usually don't use that. This is what I usually write. The second y point minus the first y value divided by the second x point minus the first x point. Whew, what do I mean? Here's what I mean. So an example. They're going to ask you to find the slope between 2 points. So let's say point A is negative 4 comma 3 and point B is negative 10 comma 9. If I ask you to find the slope between those two lines, what you're going to do is you're going to start with that formula, just like that. Now, I, as you know, have a terrible memory. So what I like to do is I like to pick my point 1 and 2. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to go with the first one. So I'm just going to mark that that number is really x1 and 3 is going to be y1. So I'm calling that my first point. So this will be my x2 and that will be my y2. Feel free to label it as I do. Like I said, my memory is quite bad, so I need that. All right, so now let's fill in the numbers. Y2 is 9, minus Y1 is 3, X2 is negative 10, and X1 is negative 4. Ooh, watch out right there. So 9 minus 3 is 6. This is really negative 10 plus 4. Negative 10 plus 4 is negative 6, and we can divide that and we get a slope of negative 1. So if we were going to sketch that line, it would probably look something like this. It would be going down, down with a slope of negative 1. All right, so that's the idea with the points. Let's just try one more like that. And then I want to show you how to do it. Let's call this A again. 8 comma negative 1. And b will be 0, -7. So if I asked you to find the slope between those 2 points, we would start exactly the same way. I'm going to label again, bad memory. And we've got y2 is -7, y1 is -1, x2 is 0, x1 is 8. Oof. That's -7 plus 1 over -8. That would be -6 over -8. I guess I'm just going to reduce that to 3/4. And you could leave your answer just like that, 3/4. Okay, and now the last thing I want to show you is just how to figure out the slope just looking at a graph. So another way to think about slope, it's still the same, it's still the change in y over the change in x, but some people say, and we will say this a lot when we're looking at graphs, is how much does the graph rise and how much does the graph run? That basically means how much does the graph go up between the points and how much does it go over between the points. So I'm actually going to look at an old graph that we made. This is from a homework a couple days ago. So this graph right here, what you do is you start at a point, let's say slope equals, and you have to figure out how much you have to rise and how much you go to the right to get back on the line, basically back to the next point. So in this case, and you can't go diagonal, you can only go straight up and straight to the right. So if I start here, I have to go up 1 over 1. Let's see if that works again. Up 1 over 1, and I'm back on. Up 1 over 1. So this slope is I rise 1 and I run 1. So this is a slope of 1. Okay, let's try the other next homework that we did. So here, I'm always starting at the left, excuse me, the leftmost point. So again, let's find the slope. So now I have to go down 1 to the right 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. What do you think value you get for going down? Hopefully you figured out it's negative. So this means I go down 1, I'm still going to the right 1, that's positive. So this slope is -1. And notice, yeah, if picture that little guy, he's not going for a hike, he's going down the slide. So that should be a negative slope. All right, I'll just keep going here. This graph, ooh, this one's interesting. So I'm going to start leftmost point I can. Here's my next point. How am I going to get there? It looks like I have to go up 2 over 1, 2, 3. Notice I'm counting my moves, not where I start. So I'm moving 1, 2, up 2, over 1, 2, 3. So this slope, up 2, over 3. This slope would be 2/3. All right, so that is the idea. Your homework is going to, excuse me, ask you to do a lot of what we did in our notes, the slope between 2 points. You can always use that formula. In fact, we could use it if we found these 2 points. We could do the subtraction and we would get the same answer. A couple problems give you graphs to look at, so you can use either technique. Either do the counting or find 2 points and do the subtraction. All right, so that is our lesson on slope. Good luck to you guys and keep those questions coming.